Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to this session. Before I start my session, can I hear from all of you? Obviously in the chat window, if you can hear me clearly, if you can see me clearly, and if everything is perfect at your end and our end. So can I see you all responding in the chat box, please? Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yes ma'am, yes it's clear, audible, visible, perfect. I think we are going perfect. We'll keep on admitting students because a lot of students are still coming in, but let's start with this session. Welcome you all. We all know what this session is about. What after class 10th, right? So it's going to be a very interactive session. I want you all to put your questions here so that I can answer your questions, and we take it on from here. And first of all, let's understand, why is this session important? What after class 10? Why should we even bother to attend a session like this? Can anyone answer this question for me? Why is this session important today? And why is it only for class 10 students, not for any other classes? Yes, let's go beyond good afternoon. I want your answers. Why are we attending this session? Why are we conducting this session? It's a turning point of our future career. Perfect. Very, very. Mohammed Shafi, you bang on. Anyone else? I want some more answers. I want it to be interactive. It's not going to be a very formal session. I want it to be, let's exchange a lot of information, ideas, suggestions. So I want you all to be participating a little more interactive, a little more activity here, because we are the dreams of many people. Yes, absolutely correct. Ria says it helps us to decide our career in the future. Shaunak says as this stream selection is important for our career options. Sanjay says this decision will choose a career in our future. I really like what Jagannathan said, because we are the dreams of many people, yes. And it's about our dreams also, right? I mean, yes, a lot of people have a lot of hopes from us, but it's also about our aspirations, our ambition, our goals, right? Where do we see ourselves? And that is what I want you to see. I hope all the students who are attending this session today, we all want to be successful and rich. Is there anyone in this session today here who doesn't want to be successful and rich? Anyone? Tanya says it's a high point for us. Give a thought about a career. Perfect. Yes, absolutely correct. So all of us want to be successful and rich, yes? I mean, it's quite subjective, like what success means to you or what success means to me. To some people, success is about power. To some people, success is about money. To some people, success is about being satisfied and happy, which is very, very important, right? Or to some people, it could mean all of it. But yes, in some way or the other, we all want to be successful. We all want to be rich. And let's understand one thing, it's not easy to be rich. If it was easy to be rich or successful, all of us would be billionaires, right? So yeah, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of planning, right, to be successful and rich. There are very rare cases wherein, someone hits a jackpot, right? Someone, gets a lottery. But those are freak cases. We cannot, base our life waiting for a freak accident to happen and then be successful and rich, because there is no successful mantra for that to happen. So we got to have a plan, right? We got to strategize for it. We got to really, really work towards it. And today's session is basically about that, how do we plan? And as a lot of you just said, we are at that point of a career where what the decision that we're going to take now is going to impact our life forever and ever. And as one of you, Jagannathan, also said, not only our life, our parents' life, our friends' life, people who really look up to us, people who really have some hopes and aspirations and, their dreams associated with us. So it's very important that way. Okay? So all of us want to be successful and rich. So let's understand what is going to be the really, really important thing for you now. The most important thing that you have to decide on, work upon, is the stream selection, right? May I understand from all of you, have you been asked from your school to submit your stream selections? Any school has already started with the process? Can you please tell me in the chat box with your school name as well, like which school has already started the process? They've asked you to submit their stream selections. Addis has started, DPS Sharjah. Shan, which school? IHS hasn't, Bhavans has, DPS Sharjah, okay. Perfect. So it's kind of, very few schools haven't started. I see most of the schools have already asked you to kind of submit. IDIS is already finished. The deadline was 1 month ago. Oh, Shanak, okay, fine. Not an issue. I hope you've taken the decision after speaking to your seniors, your parents, everyone, and taken the right decision. Anyway, we're going to discuss the process, and if you have any questions after that, I would love to have your queries answered, and we'll take it up with you one-on-one or any other student from IDIS. Okay. Abel says, ma'am, it is for us on Jan 10th, right after your vacations, right? All right, great. So students, let's start our discussion with this, because as I said, stream selection is going to impact your life forever, okay? So how do we decide on which stream we should be taking? You know, sometimes we've decided the stream, we don't know which subjects to take, right? Because there's so many options, and those options differ from school to school. A school is offering this, the other one is not offering. How do you decide which is the right option, which is the right strategy? So we're going to discuss that, okay? And meanwhile, if you have questions, I'll keep on looking at my chat. If you have any questions, if I am looking at that point, you know, I will take your questions then, or maybe towards the end of the session. So when we talk about stream selection, we have, I hope I'm in the frame, yes. So we have 3 streams to choose from. We've got science, we've got commerce, okay, and we've got humanities, also known as arts. You know, till a few years back, only 1 or maximum 2 schools were offering humanities, right? You know, very, and across the UAE, not only in, you know, I'm not asking about one emirate, across the UAE, there were only 1 or 2 schools were offering humanities. One of the reasons was, you know, the school actually decides upon which subjects to offer or which stream to offer depending upon how many students are asking for it. So if you see, if a particular school is offering a subject and it's not there in the school because not too many students must have shown the interest to have that stream in the, to have that subject in school. Okay, so we've got 3 basic streams: science, commerce, and humanities, also known as arts. Now, when we talk about science, we've got 2 classifications here. Okay, so one is basically, you know, you say the technical side, or you can say the engineering side. Other side is the medical side, right? I'll come to all these streams one by one. We'll first start with the science stream. So you've basically got 2 classifications: engineering side, the technical side, and the medical side, or it is also known as medical side and the non-medical side. When you are in grade 11th and 12th, you're going to have 5 major subjects, okay? And then you have to choose accordingly. So the common subjects between whichever category you choose is going to be English, right? Physics, chemistry. These are going to be common between engineering and the medical side, okay? Now comes the option of choosing the next 2 subjects. Is it going to be engineering side or the medical side? Depending upon that, the 2 subjects now you have to choose. So obviously, if you are in the engineering side, your 4th subject must be mathematics. It has to be. You cannot look at engineering as an option, okay, and not have mathematics. So mathematics is a very important subject, okay. And then if it is the medical side, your 4th subject has to be biology. Simple. Now the question comes, what about the 5th subject? My school has so many options, or my school has only 1 option. What do I do with the 5th subject? Till a few years back, IDIS, you know, if you were taking bio, you had to have mathematics, right? So medical students in IDIS did not have an option if they are looking at the medical side. So what I'm trying to say, mathematics was compulsory in 11th and 12th. So even if you're not looking at engineering, you had to study mathematics. We're going to talk about what are the benefits of that, even if you're not looking at the engineering side. Okay, so 4th subject in the engineering side is mathematics. Here it is the bio. Now comes the 5th subject. What do we do about the 5th subject? And this is where schools have different options, because guys, understand, it's an optional subject. When I say optional subject, what do I mean? If I'm very clear that I am going to choose one of the engineering branches, I want to be an engineer, right? What I'm taking as a fifth subject does not matter, because okay, I'll take a step back. Let's all first of all understand, as we always say, that what is your main objective of studying in the next 2 years, right? What is your main objective? Someone would say, I want to be the head boy of the school, I want to be captain of my sports team, I want to be head girl of my school, whatever, right? So what do you think is the main objective of the next 2 years of your schooling? Anyone? I want some answers. University prep. Perfect. Tamanna says preparing for entrance exams. Portfolio building. That's also very important, especially if you're looking at admissions abroad. That's very, very important. Get good marks and have fun. Aparna, that's what we're going to talk about. Not really as much. Have fun? Not exactly. I want to pursue my career in medical. Yes, yes. Prep for NEET. Okay, Tanuja, you've already decided you want to be a doctor. All right. Guys, understand one thing. The main objective of the next 2 years of a schooling is basically to eventually get into a top engineering or medical college. Of whichever stream you choose, whichever career you want to be in, you have to be in the top college. And let's understand this very clearly. I know you all know it by now very, very clearly, but we like to say it again because at times there's some confusion. Please understand, all the colleges now have entrance exam as the criteria to give you admission. Gone are the days when you do very good in your school, in your board exams, you were given admissions on the basis of that. It doesn't happen anymore. You could be the school topper, but if you haven't written an entrance exam, or you have written an entrance exam but haven't done very well in the entrance exam to qualify for the admission, it's, I could get 100% on my CBSE grade 12 board, but if I haven't qualified for a college, I will sit at home because because all this while I was only preparing to do well in my school exams. I did not focus on entrance exam. I got 100% my CBSE grade 12 board, but I will sit at home with that certificate without doing anything. So guys, this is very important. Entrance exams, okay, you have to write whichever career stream you're looking at. Entrance exams are going to be important, right? So as I was saying, if you are very clear you want to be an engineer, okay, you have to study these 4 subjects: English, physics, chemistry, mathematics. Which is the 5th subject does not matter. You can choose anything, some schools have options. As I said, different schools have different options. So you could have economics. Okay. You could have, while you're taking mathematics, you could also choose bio. Okay. Some schools have PE, physical education. You have CS, computer science, or information technology. Okay. Like IHS has this engineering drawing, ED, right? So there are a lot of options that you can choose from for the 5th subject. As I said, since you want to be an engineer, irrespective of which college, which country, which university you're looking at, all the entrance exams across the globe are going to test you only on 3 subjects: physics, chemistry, and mathematics. Not English, not your 5th subject, does not matter. So much so, just to give an example, suppose I want to do software engineering, I want to be a computer engineer, okay. I did not take computer science in 11th and 12th. You did, one of you did, right? Now, will it give any added advantage to you because you studied CS? I haven't, I know nothing about computer science. No, because as I said, ultimately both of us will have to write an entrance exam. Our entrance exam will only be testing physics, chemistry, and mathematics. The only advantage you would have, because you've studied computer science, is that when they will start teaching us computer science in my college, they will start from the scratch, okay? They start from A. The only advantage you will have that you will be a little better at it because you've already studied that. You've already, gone through the syllabus, right? But what if I'm a faster learner? I'm a better learner. I could still do better than you, or maybe not, okay? But yes, right? It doesn't give you any added advantage over me just because you've studied CS in your school. Both of us will start studying some computers from the scratch when we get into college, okay? So 5th subject, as I said, does not matter. Now when we come to the medical side, as I said, the three mains, you have to study English, physics, chemistry. You must study bio. Okay, that is very important. You must study bio. Now, depending upon schools, the options we have here is, some schools have home science, some schools have eco, some schools have again PE, information technology, so which is not about computers engineering but the basic information and data, okay, and psychology, all these options, okay, and as I said, differs from school to school. It could be anything, right? Now if you're very clear, and obviously yes, maths also, you could also have maths while you are more interested towards the medical side, right? Now, as I said, if you're very clear that I want to be a doctor, doesn't matter which branch, which specialization, nothing at all, right? Your all the entrance exam across the globe will only and only test your PCB, physics, chemistry and biology, okay? So the fifth subject does not really matter. Now, why is it that some students still take all the 5 subjects? When I say all the 5 subjects, they're very clear that they're not going to be into the medicals, but they still take bio, or they are into the medical, they're only going to be into medical side, they still take mathematics. Some students do that also, right? So they take all major subject, PCMB, all the 4 subjects, right? It's your choice, guys, totally your choice. It does get a little, I would say, demanding in the sense, because all the 4 subjects are core subjects, right? You know, so you have to study a lot, all these subjects. Like for example, let's talk about PE, very easy subject, right? Like in physics, chemistry and biology, in the final exams, when I have 75 marks theory, 25 marks practical, in PE is just the opposite, 75 marks practical, 25 marks theory, right? You know, like when I tell my students, choose the 5th subject, so when you're very clear I want to be engineer, your 5th subject should be very light, very non-demanding, you know, maybe somewhere where you get very less assignments, the teacher is not very demanding, there are not too many tests, because the time and energy that you will save on studying an easy subject, that time, energy and effort you can actually put in your entrance exam preparation, in doing much better entrance exam preparation, right? So probably take PE. Some students say even computer science is very easy. Now how do you decide that? Speak to your seniors, find out, you know, which is this subject where ma'am is very lenient, right? You know, doesn't give too many assignments, too many projects, or otherwise not too demanding, right? Similarly here also, but why still some students take all the 4? You know, when all the 4 subjects are core subjects, are very demanding. It has a few reasons. One very important reason, I'll come little later, but some reasons, like, you know, there are certain courses like biomedical engineering, biotechnology, you know, so some colleges say that if you are studying these kind of, you know, courses, they say you should, some colleges say that you should have studied maths in 11th and 12th. Some colleges say that you should have studied biology in 11th and 12th. Some colleges say that you should have studied both. It differs. So, you know, to be on the safer side, they take all the 4 subjects. Another reason is, you know, when you are looking at the medical side, you know, students say that, why do I need mathematics, right? You know, why? But guys, understand, when you're going to write medical entrance exams, right, you have physics and chemistry. Physics and chemistry have you know, numericals, right? So if you take mathematics, your physics become very important, very easy for you, easier for someone who has not taken mathematics in 11th and 12th, because, you know, there are certain mathematical concepts that are used in physics. So if you have taken mathematics, physics become easier for you, and you end up scoring higher in physics, also in chemistry because of numericals. Your performance goes up in entrance exams. Okay, so maybe for your school exams it is not needed, but we are not focusing on school exam. Please guys, please understand, because none of the entrance exams give any weightage to school exams. There is a criteria that some colleges say that, okay, you should have scored 60% in boards, 70% in boards, 75% in boards, right? You know, but that's just a criteria. I scored 70%, you score 90%, doesn't matter. Till the time we both are above 70%, we are at par. Okay, so if you, being a medical student, if you take mathematics, it makes your physics and chemistry, your performance in physics and chemistry better, and you end up doing much better in entrance exam. Okay, and the third reason I'm going to tell you a little later. So this is about the science side. You know, you have to choose your subjects. If you have decided which stream, choose PCM accordingly, or PCB or PCMB. Okay, and what you do after that, you've not decided which engineering it is going to be, or you've not decided which side of, you know, is it going to be veterinary medicine or psychiatry, sorry, or something, you've not decided, don't worry. As I said, whichever allied course it is, if it is related to, you know, the medicine side, you will be tested in PCB. If it is on the technical side, you will only be tested on PCM. Okay? Any questions so far on the science side? What if I want to pursue a fifth subject? Umair, like what? Can you give me an example? What do you mean by that? For medical, does bio have to be the fourth subject, or can I take PCMB and still go for medical? Till the time you're studying PCB, fourth subject does not matter. So you definitely have to have PCB. Okay, you have mathematics or you do not have mathematics, it's your choice. Till the time you have PCB, that's more than enough. How heavy is psychology in 11th and 12th as a fifth subject? Not too much, not too much. But again, as I said, speak to your seniors who are already in 11th and 12th, they will give you a better idea. You know, I can tell you about economics because that is what I studied. Very easy, guys. You know, it's not very difficult. It does have a little bit of statistics in 12th, not in 11th, a little bit of statistics, but frankly, that's quite manageable. 11th is like a cakewalk, as if you know, remember how we used to study this civics in our 5th, 6th? It's like that easy. So that's another easy subject which you can look at. Ma'am, I am having a hard time picking between PCMC and PCMB. Nabila, I'm assuming you're looking at the technical side. Is that so? Then I would say PCM. I'm going to tell you PCMB what is the benefit, but I'll come to that a little later, what kind of benefit that has, you know, why you could probably take PCM. And you know what we have seen lately, when we had started Knowledge Planet, there was a huge, very clear this thing. Students were either taking PCM with us or they were taking PCB with us. PCMB, the number used to be very small. Increasingly, we are actually seeing PCMB numbers increasing. You know, that is the highest number, right? The students who are taking for all the 4. Having said that, guys, do understand, as I said, these are all the 4 core subjects, right? It is going to be a little demanding because, you know, it's not as easy as PE or economics or whatever subjects you want to choose. It's going to be demanding. If you're ready for that, you know, if you're dedicated that I'm going to put in those many hours, I'm going to put in those many, you know, that kind of energy and efforts, it's a very good choice, which I will tell you in some time why. Shuktej, what's the difference between bio as 4th subject and bio as 5th subject? Because our school difference between math as 4th and 5th subject, or is it the same? Doesn't matter. The order doesn't matter. It's just the choice of subjects that you choose. You know, the options that you have made. Doesn't matter if it's a 4th subject or the 5th subject. If you have taken PCMB at the end of grade 12, you choose to write engineering entrance exam or medical entrance exam. It is all on you. I'm depending upon which entrance exam you've prepared for, but you can choose for both. So it doesn't really matter if it's the 4th subject or the 5th subject. Okay, now let's go towards the commerce side. May I understand from all the students who are here, how many of you choosing commerce? Aman, as I said, your question, ma'am, but doesn't taking CS as a 5th subject give a plan B for career in CS? Again, so if you want to be a computer engineer, software engineer, you are still an engineer, which means you have to write an engineering entrance exam. which means you will only be tested to give admission into a college where you go to study computer engineering. You will only be tested in physics, chemistry and mathematics, and when then they start teaching CS, they will start from zero, from scratch. So it's really not a plan B, unless you're looking at doing, you know, those diploma courses from you know, these institutes and all. Guys, please understand one thing. Good that Aman asked this question. Let's understand one thing. Gone are the days when a degree was enough. Like, I'm an engineer, you're an engineer, she's an engineer, blah, blah, blah. No, gone are the days. You know, nowadays it's really very important from where you're doing these degrees, right? And that's why there are entrance exams. Why there are entrance exams? Because colleges want to handpick students who are ambitious, who are hardworking, who are sincere, because, you know, if such kind of students come into college, the college result is good, the college's placement is good, the college's brand name increases, you know, okay. But, you know, if they start recruiting students who are very lax, who are not very serious about their career, obviously their name, you know, actually gets spoiled, and, you know, maybe in a few years it gets closed down, right? You know, so it's very important for colleges to have good students and understand one thing. The better a college, more difficult it is going to get admission into. Very, very difficult. That's why it's so difficult to get into IITs, MIT, Harvard, you know. So Yale or whatever, whichever college you've heard of, right? NTU, NUS. So, you know, because as I said, please keep this in mind. Better the college, more difficult it is going to be to get into that college. And why a good college is important. One, obviously you get a good brand name that, oh, I am from IITs or NITs or NTU or NUS. It's also important because you get those kind of professors, that kind of an infrastructure, the network that you build. You know, network is so important, guys. That's one of the best things that happens to you when you get into a good college, because, like, to give you an example, why networking is very important. Tell me, how do people look for a job? How do people look for a job? Can you give me an idea? When you're looking for a job, how do people get to know that there is a vacancy or they can apply in a particular company? Why is that important? Oh, sorry, how do they do that? Sorry. I'm going to have a little water while I read your chat. Experience, but fine, I could have 20 years of experience, but how do I get to know that a particular company has a vacancy? You know, I mean, I could have 20 years experience, but to know that a particular company in Honolulu, which is world-class company, has a vacancy. How do people get to know about that? Placement in colleges, that's the beginning. LinkedIn, yes. You guys are smart. In my days, things were very different. So yes, you know, so the few things are like these job sites, right? So LinkedIn is another way. Then, you know, you have Indeed or you have Naukri.com. So there are a lot of job sites. Then some companies also advertise in the newspaper, right? You know, so there is a different supplement that comes in the newspaper which says careers, and therein you will see a lot of companies advertising for vacancies, right? If you've ever gone through these job sites or these newspapers, forget LinkedIn for a while. Even LinkedIn, it doesn't happen. But, you know, have you ever seen a company which is like an Apple or say Metaverse, Facebook, okay, or Google saying, we are looking for CEO with such experience coming from this college, blah, 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 blah. Or we are looking for a CTO, please apply soon. This is our email ID. Have you seen those kind of jobs in those kind of companies advertised in such places? You will never see. You will never see how those kind of big jobs that I'm hoping a lot of you are probably eyeing, that happens through network. Understand that. So suppose you studied in a particular college, which is one of the top hundreds across the globe. I'm your professor. I also know Mark Zuckerberg, and Mark and I are having coffee. And then Mark says, you know, Monika, I'm looking for a CTO for my company. Do you have someone? I am in that top college. You are one of my students. I know, and you passed out of my college 10 years back. That doesn't matter. But I know you were so bright. You were so aspirational, so hardworking, very bright, right? I would say, you know what, Mark, I have a student. Let me arrange a meeting for you. That's how these top jobs in top companies get filled. Network, knowing the right people, you know, being visible in the right circles. And that's what a good college gets you. Apart from a great job, good placements, it also gets you a good network. So that's one of the reasons we must target a good college, because we want to get into those jobs or maybe start our own app. Why not? Okay, getting back to my original question. How many of you are opting for commerce or looking at commerce? I want some answers here. Yes, Shayan, ads. Okay, I got one, I got two. I will not take the names, but I can see those names here. Okay. Okay. Now, tell me how many of you who are taking commerce, the number is small, taking it without mathematics? I want that answer now. Aryan, since it's engineering, take anything, the easiest subject. If you're so clear you want to be a computer software engineer, fifth subject does not matter. Take the easiest subject. Speak to your seniors, speak to your teacher, speak to a cousin who's already into the similar field, or anyone else who could just give you an idea. The best option is to speak to your seniors in this school who tell you that this subject is easy, because it a lot depends upon your teacher also, right? You know, amount of load that you are given in the school. My only advice to you, speak to a student who's as ambitious, who's as focused, who's as you know, goal oriented as you are. Don't speak to someone who's chilled out, who hasn't even started thinking about his career or her career. Not those guys, right? We want to speak to the right people. Okay, so I don't see too many students opting for commerce, but let me just give you an idea for that, because it's very important to understand. So when we talk about the commerce streams, we have a lot more options, very jazzy courses. If you know, we'll talk about a few courses, you know, very nice sounding courses, you know, which you see under commerce. So yes, it's visible. So yes, we have to study English. Then, as I was asking, how many of you are taking it with maths? No one answered that for me, because there are very few students who are actually opting for commerce. We'll talk about this. So there's mathematics, there's accountancy, there is economics, there is business studies, okay? And there are a lot of other options, because as I said, you have to study only 5 subjects. This is an optional subject, more or less. A lot of schools, what they started doing, they've made even this as an optional subject, which frankly I don't understand, because commerce without accountancy doesn't really make sense. I mean, if you're really looking at commerce because you want to be in the financial sector and make it very big in the financial sector, right? You can't do without these 2 subjects. You must take these 2 subjects, guys. Whichever stream you choose, you have to see that you are taking core subjects. All these, you know, I'm going to name a few courses here, do not really matter. They sound very nice, they sound very exciting, they are very jazzy, but frankly those courses you actually take as specialization, either in an undergrad course or in a master course. You don't really need to do that. You know, like how I was talking about CS in science, similarly those subjects, like you know, legal, there's something called legal, okay, as a subject, or there is you know, fashion studies. There's got a little bit of mass comm. My favorite subject, entrepreneurship. I know my handwriting is not very clear, but I hope you can make out what I'm trying to say here, because not used to this thick pen. Okay, so you know, so there are many courses. You also have psychology, sociology, many options, right? They sound very interesting. Fashion designing, I've written fashion designing, yes, right? You know, they sound very nice. Mass communication I've written, yes, mass comm I've written, right? So sometimes students get very excited. Oh, entrepreneurship, I want to be an entrepreneur, right? I want to be Richard Branson or Mark Zuckerberg, right? You know, so I will take entrepreneurship. Guys, coming back to the same point, in 11, you know how careers are like, it's like a, you know, funnel. Start from here, 11th and 12th starts from here. take as wide subject as possible, and slowly like a funnel, you have to specialize in one subject or in one topic, or like at one angle. So please look at the core subjects. When you're looking at commerce, these are the core subjects. All of this is all jazz. No one can teach you entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship comes with experience. Entrepreneurship comes with when you take risk and a lot of other things, right? Legal and all. When you do law later, you write an entrance exam called CLAT. Okay, you do with that, right? You don't have to study these subjects here. Not really going to add any value to your career later on. Yes, it will give you an idea, but tomorrow when I am looking at making it big in one of the careers, you must focus on the core subjects here, which is English, mathematics, accountancy, economics, and business studies. Okay, maths, a lot of students opt out because we don't like mathematics most of the times. But guys, understand one thing: whichever entrance exam you will write after 12th or after graduation, like SATs, ACTs, GMAT, you will have a bit of mathematics everywhere, right? Which are the top MBA colleges in India? Forget you don't want to do science, forget you don't want to do commerce. Let's talk about MBA. You want to do MBA? You can do MBA with either of the streams, okay? The best colleges in India, IIM. What is the entrance exam for that? CAT. You want to go abroad? What is the entrance exam? SAT, depending on whichever course you want to do, right? What else? CLAT. You want to be a lawyer? Nothing to do with mathematics? You write an entrance exam, CLAT. Okay, you think I will leave mathematics because none of these exams need mathematics. I can do it from humanities side also. But guys, this A is the culprit. Aptitude. Yes, it doesn't question you on grade 11th and 12th mathematics, but what happens if you leave mathematics after grade 10? One of the reasons you leave mathematics is because you do not like it. Somewhere we're not that good in mathematics, so might as well just get rid of it, right? Now what happens when you come to write these entrance exams later, you've already left mathematics after 10th because it was already a ghost for you, we did not like it. By the time you come and write these entrance exams, it will become even a bigger monster, right? So taking mathematics really keeps a lot of options open, in the sense it keeps you on track for a lot of career options even later. Like back in India, what is one of the topmost combination of educational degrees back in India? IIT plus IIM. We know Chetan Bhagat, right? IIT plus IIM. We know Arvind Kejriwal, IIT plus IIM, like those, right? So it's one of the deadliest combination of degrees that you can have, IIT plus IIM. And IIM entrance exam is very difficult, guys. It's not that easy. And let me tell you, 85% of the students who crack CAT to get into IIMs are world renowned, are engineers. Okay, quite debatable, why not, but the guys, that's the reality. 85% of the students who crack CAT entrance exam are engineers. Why? Because engineering students, they keep on doing mathematics in some form or the other throughout their course. So because they are so they become a little more analytical, fast in calculation, because they've been doing it for so many years, right? So they are the ones who are able to crack this exam. Okay, so my request to you guys, unless we are really bad, try to take mathematics. It's going to keep a lot of things easier for you even few years down the line. Okay, don't leave it just because you've been told that it's a little difficult subject. Keep on it. Okay, let's come to the humanities side. As already we had very few students who were opting for commerce. Let me see if there anyone who is going to take humanities, who's opting for humanities. Meanwhile, guys, this session is going to be on YouTube also. So please do subscribe to our channel. We've been doing a lot of sessions. I don't know how many of you attended our session on DASA. Sachin sir had taken our session on DASA and CIWG. Very important. If you have not watched it, please go and subscribe on our channel. It is very important for everyone, each one of you who are looking at engineering as an option, be it in India or abroad. So we keep on doing these sessions every Saturday. If you've not been attending, make sure that you're there every Saturday at 5 o'clock. Subscribe so that you get notification, just in case if we cancel sometime, but yes. So this session is also going to be there. You can leave your comments. We can always come back to you with our answers on that. So recording of this session is going to be there. You can watch it again and come back to me after watching if you have some more questions. And you can share it with your friends also. We don't mind that. Shaunak says, ma'am, I don't know why, but humanities is only available for girls in Addis. Could you please tell me why? Shaunak, as I said earlier, it could be that boys in Addis are not asking for humanities. It all depends upon, as I said in the beginning, how many students are asking for which subject, which stream, right? Because, it doesn't make sense to have 5 teachers for only 2 students, right? It doesn't make sense. So they need to have a considerable number of students to start a particular subject or a stream. That could be the reason. Or if there's any other reason, you can ask from your school. Can I take applied maths? Will that be helpful? Depends upon what you're looking at. 5th subject for pursuing career in aeronautical engineering or becoming a pilot. Aman, coming back to the same point. Forget. Doesn't matter which engineering you're going to choose. Forget that. Only focus on PCM. 5th subject is optional. Doesn't matter what you choose. Does not matter. You're not going to be tested on that subject. Your aim is to first crack an entrance exam, and then whatever you will be taught there will actually start from the basic, maybe not as much physics, chemistry and mathematics or physics, chemistry and biology, but everything else, the subject that you want to specialize in will be started from the scratch. So it does not matter. Forget which engineering you're looking at. Focus on PCM. Okay, humanities, no takers? So there's a question on psychiatry and psychology. I think that's Ria. Yes. I always love taking up that question because we at times confuse these 2 subjects, psychiatry and psychology. Guys, understand these are 2 very different things. Psychology relates to behavior, deportment. So to give an example, your school counselor could be a psychology student, could have been a psychology student, or the HR managers in the company, because they have to deal with people's emotions and behaviors. Okay, that is psychology. Psychiatry is like a psychiatrist can prescribe medicine. Guys, it is this. So please do not confuse that, oh, I want to be a psychiatrist, so I would rather take humanities and I will take psychology. 2 very different things. If you want to be a psychiatrist, come here, come in science. Okay? So I got one student who's taking humanities. Okay. So let's talk about humanities, major subjects. We'll quickly, Adya. Okay, since you're the only student here, I will quickly take this up, but you can always connect with me and I'll answer all your queries in the interest of the larger audience. I will quickly wrap this up, but as I said, don't worry, connect with me. You have any questions, I'll take that up. So as I said, humanities, main subjects, English, history, the most favorite subject of all of us, geography, economics, political science, home science, legal studies, fashion studies, mass communication. Mass communication is basically, guys, related to journalism and, PR and all of that. What else? Psychology, yes. Okay. A lot of students who are probably targeting, civil services exams like IAS, IPS, they tend to take this, or they really love the subject, so they want to get into research, or they're so influenced by one of their teachers, they want to be a teacher or a professor or a lecturer. So in one of these subjects, they take that. A lot of students who want to get into languages, they take humanities, or in the creative side, right? So where you're not going to use either of this, they end up taking humanities and probably pursue one of their passions along with that. Okay? So core subjects under humanities and arts are English, history, geography, economics and political science. The rest of it, as I said, does not really matter. Focus on these 5 for now. Back in India, I don't know about your schools. In our times, I don't know if it still happens or not, even in humanities, doesn't happen here. I've not seen much, but you could tell me if it's happening. Even in humanities, we had an option to choose mathematics in our times. Yeah, even if you're taking humanities, you could still have one of the core subjects as mathematics. Okay, now guys, these are the 3 streams. Now you could ask me, like, there's some students who are very clear, I'm going to take science, I'm going to take commerce because I want to be CFO of a very big bank. Or as someone said here, I want to take humanities, right? So some students are very clear, this is what I want to do. There's some students who are confused that one of my uncles is a CA, he's doing extremely well as a CA, so and earning a lot of money, so probably I should take commerce. However, I also love studying science, so they're confused. So they're confused between either of two or all the three. There are some students who haven't even started thinking about it. I hope I don't have those kind of students here in this session, none of you please. Okay, so at times you're not that clear, which is totally okay, and that's the reason we are having this session, so that you can ask questions. There's so many comments here, all of you are chatting, I'm really loving it. It's just that I have so much to talk, I'm not able to read, but what I will do, if I'm able to download this chat, we'll see how we can get back to you on your questions, so don't worry about that. Else I will leave my email address with you. Write to me, I will answer your queries on email. Okay, so as I said, few of us are very clear, most of us are not clear, right? How do you choose? How do you make that decision? Guys, please pay very close attention to this. I have no vested interest when I am going to tell you what I'm going to tell you right now, but it's very critical. This is how the education system, not only in India, not only in the UAE, across the globe, is designed, is structured. Okay, very important. You've taken science in 11th and 12th. 2 years down the line, after 12th, you suddenly decide, no, I want to be a chartered accountant, or I want to do something called actuarial science, or I want to be a CS, company secretary, very important position again. This decision could come 2 years down the line, this decision could come 20 years down the line, anytime. As a science student, you can do that. So you've taken science in 11th and 12th, now you want to be CA, all you have to do is write a CA foundation exam. Yes, it's going to be a little challenging because you will have to study those subjects for the entrance exam, but again, passion is passion. You've made up your mind that you want to now be a CA because one of your uncle is like, minting money and that's what you want to do. You want to be a CA, you'll have to put in a little more effort, but you can do that. Similarly, you've taken science and you suddenly decide you want to do MBA, or you want to do law, or you want to get into IAS, you want to become IAS, IPS, IFS officer, you can do that. Okay, so the arrow from science does go to commerce, arrow from science does go to humanities, but these arrows do not go back. Similarly, you are a commerce student, you can still choose a humanities related career 2 years down the line, 20 years down the line. But as I said earlier, the arrows do not come back. So humanities student cannot do anything related to this. Not happening. And that's why, and as I said, we have no vested interest because we teach science as well as commerce. I don't know how many of you know or you do not know, we do have commerce in for 11th and 12th students, so there's no vested interest when I'm saying that, Only reason I know science is a little demanding subject, that is something your seniors or your cousin must have told you or you must have heard somewhere. It is demanding, but please understand, a few years down the line, if you want to change your career, for whatever reason, for all the good reasons, something you see that's going to change in the world, you could do that. You can do that. You can move from science to commerce to humanities related courses, but the arrows do not go back. And that's why taking science is one of the good options, because it is going to keep all your options open forever, whichever career option you take, right? The only thing, and that is where I'm coming back to my PCMB, the only thing what cannot happen, that you've studied PCM, now you want to do something related with PCMB or medical side, sorry, you will not be able to do that. Similarly, you took PCB and did not take mathematics, you want to do something related to technical side like engineer or software engineer or something related to that, you will not be able to do that. And that's where PCMB is one of the most powerful combination, obviously along with English, that is going to keep all your options open forever and ever and ever. So student who've taken PCMB in 11th and 12th, you can not only change your career, you can enhance your career, you can add more value, you can you can do lot many courses, you can do lot many studies and research when you have these kind of subjects. Okay, so guys, a lot of you who've still not decided, who still have not given their options, please choose accordingly on the basis of this discussion, because as we established right in the beginning of the session, this is one of the first and the most crucial decision that you're going to take for yourself. It's going to impact your life forever and ever. So please make that decision very, very wisely. Speak to us if you need any help. Forget about the entrance exams for now. I'm telling you, which entrance exam, like a lot of you, I'm seeing that a lot of you are asking, ma'am, for this, which entrance exam will I write? For that course, which entrance exam will I write? Forget that for now. If you're with KP, we're going to help you with all of that information. We tell you, for this particular course, you have to write this entrance exam. This is the date of the entrance exam. The form has come out. This is the deadline to submit the form. This is how you fill up the form. We also help you to that extent. We'll tell you. So forget about all of that. That will come a year and a half later from today. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, entrance exam is way beyond. Abhi to bahut dur hai. For now, just understand what I want to do, what I don't want to do. If I know what I want to do, just focus on those core subjects. Even if I don't know with commerce, but I want to be very successful in financial sector, but what? Forget. Focus on the core subject. Similarly, you are on the creative side, but don't know what exactly. Is it going to be fashion designing? Is it going to be interior designing? It is going to be textile designing. It could be anything. Doesn't matter. Focus on the core subjects. And the next 2 years, study about it, research about it, and you will get to know, that will be able to, and we will help you, we'll guide you with all of that. Don't worry about that. For now, please focus a little more energy, effort and time on choosing the right stream and the subject. As I said, PCMB, that's why it is one of the strongest combination. Having said that, I also said it's going to be a little demanding, but I also said it's not easy to be rich and successful. We need to work hard, we need to, and the problem is whenever someone says work hard, we immediately associate hard work with pain, with losing out on a social life, with losing out on our friends. No, it's not like that. Work hard a lot of time means planning a structure, having a timetable and just sticking to that. So more than anything else, it's about discipline, nothing else. If you're disciplined, you've decided I'm going to finish two chapters in the next 2 weeks, whatever you have decided for yourself, stick to that. You are like on track. Okay, so hard work does not always mean pain. Hard work only means being very structured, being very disciplined, being very goal oriented. I have set a goal, I'm going to stick to it. Okay, so I'm going to rub this for now. Okay, so this is about the stream. Now let's talk about a few entrance exams. Or before entrance exams, guys, I think we're already done with our time. Shall we do this in another session, because I have a lot more to share with you, and I'm really enjoying that you have so many questions, and I want to talk about a lot of other things. And so far we've only spoken about stream selection, and it could actually take another hour from now if I continue talking. So do you think we should do this session again some other day? I think let's do that, right? You will also not be tired. I will also not be, I'm not tired, but I just want a glass of water. So I'll have my water. But yeah, let's, because by then probably you will have lot more questions. You would have spoken to someone else in the family or in school or to each other. You'll have lot more questions, right? So let's do this session once more, and I don't want to wrap it up and do it in a rush. I'm not going to enjoy that, and I will always feel bad. Oh, I missed out on this, I missed out on that. So let's do this again, okay, because it's already been an hour. And what we'll do, we can have another session. We must have another session. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll quickly plan another day. We'll send you the email for that, and do speak to your friends if they've not been a part of this session. But I see a lot of students being here, and yes, let's do this again. Okay. And anyway, this session is going to be available tonight on YouTube. You can go there, watch it again. You have questions, ask me. I'm also going to go through your chat for now, and I'll see what all questions you have and try to answer in the next session. Yes, you know, so next session could be a lot about your questions also. So let's have that again. Okay, so till when are your vacations, winter vacations? Can someone tell me? Because let's do it during your vacation time only. Shall we do it next year? No, we need to do it this year only, because 3rd Jan 3rd. We'll do it this year maybe. Okay, so wait for our email. We'll plan Sunday and we'll get back to you on when we can do. And anyway, you guys don't have school, so we can do it during morning hours without disturbing your evening classes. Okay, so thank you so much, and I love being here. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was informative. Okay, and yes, I could not answer your question, but I said we'll do it next year. Okay, this year, next session. Okay, and yes, let's see you again. Okay, thank you, ma'am. It was such a good informative session. Thank you so much for being here. It's nice to see a lot of you coming in, talking, you know, making it interactive. So yes, let's do it again. Aryan, you have a good day too. Bye bye. Can we do it on 27th between? Yes, we can. Thank you, ma'am. Enjoy your holidays. Have fun, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye bye. Take care.